Have you played the Stanley Parable before? Speaking of nonsense, I heard Mystery Theater is coming back. Yeah, I heard about that. Can't you just move the date on your computer 10 years? The login. I don't think that actually works. Either that or for the next 10 years, everybody will be able to see that you got that achievement and cheated to do it. Have you played the Stanley Parable before? No. Please adjust the slider until the computer is barely visible. I think we'll go with right about here. I'll just do where it started. Please enter the current time. Why doesn't it know the current time? It is currently 8:19 a.m. Accessibility settings may be accessed from the main menu. Okay. You are playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. I already like that selecting different things on this menu changes it on the computer monitor, and the computer monitor in that monitor, and the monitor in that monitor in that monitor. That's great. That's very large. We're going with very large subtitles. I like having a reticle. I assume I'll be... I assume I'm going to be aiming at stuff. Reticle size. Half of the screen. This is a solid 9 out of 10 puzzle. It's a puzzle game. I think you're going to like it based on your sense of humor. Okay, so it's a puzzle game. Translation labels, color, content warnings. Well, let's see. That all seems good to me. Begin the game. Here we go. Puzzle game is a better descriptor. Maybe it's unique. Okay. Press
This
X
is
to
the
skip.
story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
Okay.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard.
That's what I'm doing.
Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year.
Okay.
Although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every
soul-rending.
moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Okay, but was he made for this job?
Something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time.
Okay.
But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his
I have
desk
a reticle.
and stepped out of his office.
Okay, the time is already not right now. Can I interact with stuff? Yes, but it doesn't seem to do anything. Oh, that's just my regular interact noise. I thought I was pressing buttons on the keyboard. What does that say? Recommendations from the overnight committee. Oh. Okay. I can duck. I can duck and I can interact. I told you to leave the office. I know, but I'm trying to find my bearings. Calm down. I hate Mondays, mug. Okay, let's leave the office. Locked. You know, they have very similar
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
layouts.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I like work. I just hate my boss. Classic. Oh, the photocopier. God,
No
remember
matter
huge
how hard
photocopiers
Stanley
like that?
looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Who farted?
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Okay. Fuck. Why are these just lights? Oh. Empty report. Well, I guess this is the conference room. Nope, there's no desk in the middle. I guess we're just looking for the conference room now. That's pretty close, but there's no desk.
When Stanley came to a set
Nope.
of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No, I don't.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Employee lounge.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Okay.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nope. We got blueprints here. Am I crouching still? No, I'm not. Am I 5 years old?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
I'm not. It's not directions. You're telling me exactly what I'm going to do, and I don't like it. This is not. Jesus, this is not OSHA certified. This is not OSHA safe. How do you even get those boxes? Saw somebody. I saw somebody. Oh,
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps
Shit.
we've got... But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death.
I didn't leap.
Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Thank you. All right, back in my office.
All of
Thank
his
you, Dougie.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Now I can kind of speed run to where I was.
This room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Okay.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years
I
ago.
really thought I saw a person over there. Maybe it was just that yellow and black sign. I saw the sign. Oh, here we go. Here's another forklift. Well, this isn't an accurate forklift. First off, when you park these forklifts, you're supposed to make sure that the forks are all the way down touching the ground so that nobody trips on them. And you shouldn't have one lever here. There should be 3. It looks like there might be a second lever. You need to have a lever for up and down for the forks, and a lever for tilting the mast forward and backward, and then another lever for moving the forks left and right. Because it isn't into the wall. What do you mean? Oh, you mean for my work? No, that's not how it's normally supposed to be.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing in your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Oh, shit.
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Bulldog. Well, went through a black door. Oh.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this.
What the fuck? $4.27. Blaze it.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Oh, hello.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife?
I do.
They want to commit their life to you. I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
That's me. Good morning, employee 427. Press X on your controller. I guess I have to.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
What the fuck?
But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize
there
that
was a
all
couch
of his
here.
co-workers, his boss, everyone
and a TV
in the
on the
building
wall.
had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Press left to spend time with the boys.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door.
Am I supposed to be
The mere
stuck in this
thought
room?
that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Bear dinner.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions.
Yellow
and
line
down another
trademark.
was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end,
What
that he
in the
might
world is
always
happening here?
feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Honey, I love you.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
Go to sleep.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop.
Is this
Here,
spooky?
Watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Oh, I'm gonna do it.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that
This
he'll
is the actual
understand that
room.
every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
What?
I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again. And Stanley
Please
pushed
die.
a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
What? What happened? Well, I guess I'm back
All
at the
of his
beginning again.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
What could it mean?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, we'll go the suggested way this time.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I did.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Cabal planning. Weekly target administration, marketing Mondays. Group 40X? Group 45X? Box is too small. Okay, what do we got over here? Tomorrow, complete today's unfinished agenda items. Write next day's agenda. Reflect. The future was yesterday. Tomorrow is now. Get Chris out of the broom closet. Synergize papers. No. Hire someone to synergize papers. Papers are too synergized. Fire the paper guy. Hire someone to fire the paper guy. What are your dreams for the future? Talk radio, mitosis? A boat? Spring break, clear skin, metamorphosis. Talk less. Do unbelievably amazing work all the time, every day, with no exception of expectation of promotion or recognition, and don't get fired. How to solve a dispute with a coworker. Let it ball up inside you. Take it out passive aggressively on your coworkers. Resent the coworkers for not supporting you more. All right. Okay, I guess we're all set here. Is there anything new on the desk here? There's a TPS report. Oh, that actually is a Intertrode logo. That's from Office Space. Like, very specifically, that's from Office Space. Hell yeah. I do have a notebook. Oh, sorry, Initech. Penetrode was the other company. Chris, you in here?
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he
What?
turned around and got back on track.
Look at all these cool wrenches. Nothing in here.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
But what's down there? It's red. Ooh, maybe mankind's down here. Maybe this is the boiler room. I can't get close enough to read these, and I want to. More rejected.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all.
Is this PT?
None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream.
Could be it.
Oh, what a relief.
I don't know who Stanley
felt
Yelnats
to have
is.
finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Oh. Ooh.
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
Great question.
Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts.
What the fuck?
Thought. And while he thought
It's
it
just
all
Stanley
very
spelled
odd
backwards.
and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream.
I've seen a video that I think was called
Stanley simply
Holes, or at
deceiving
least had
himself,
that in the title. Does that
believing
count?
that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake
Oh,
up.
bye.
He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up,
Dude, what?
he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
What is this game? Nope, we're back.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Oh. You need this narrator for the game you played on Monday and Tuesday?
This is the story
The Last
of a
Door?
woman
Yes.
named Mariella.
Oh.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work.
This reminds
But
me
on
of the
this
narrator
particular
from The
day,
Hitchhiker's Guide to
her
the
walk
Galaxy
was
movie.
interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like.
He has the same
And in
smirk
that
in his
moment,
voice, yeah.
She thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body.
Fucking
And
what?
then she turned and ran.
The end is never the end. That's okay. I died. Vogons. All right,
All of
leave
his
my
co-workers
office.
were gone.
Ah.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Well, I'm not going to the meeting room this time, but I'm not going the same way I went last time.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly
Right, but I am
well.
going to take the first
Perhaps
left
he
up
wanted
here.
to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
But there's a big red button here. I can interact with it. Oh.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left.
But what about... And... Okay.
Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see, we went down...
What is this game?
Left, down, left, right... Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now.
You got it now,
This
okay.
story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Oh, that didn't exist before, I don't think. Whoa!
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just
Where am I
back to-
for?
Oh, who am I kidding? It's all
20...
rubbish now. The whole story completely
7, all right.
unusable. How about, rather than waste
Right
my
there.
time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
What? No! Kind of reminds me of Stranger Than Fiction. Oh yeah, the Will Ferrell joint.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had
Can I
simply
run?
missed a memo.
Oh,
When
you can't.
Stanley- Wait.
You can't. Wait,
what?
what's this?
No,
What the
no,
fuck?
I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted
Get your
the game
first
over,
trophy.
completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Let's find the story. I want to go that way. Let me go this way. I don't know why, but I'm suddenly anticipating a jump scare.
This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
What? Wait, what the fuck?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Okay, yep.
Now there's
it's
no
worse.
doors. Okay.
I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Okay. Knowing your city. Before you can possibly know where to begin your new street vending operation, you first have to get to know your city. I'll use Georgetown as an example in this book, but in order to really get your knowledge, it's best to go explore. Oh! I turned off a computer. Oh, I turned off that one too.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story.
Oh, we're
Here
just...
it comes. No, wait. Never mind. Not the story.
Damn it.
Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
The fuck?
Now this... Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so.
What is
I
it?
can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley?
What is it with
Well,
game
you know what?
developers
Since I've
using
completely
forklifts and
forgotten what
pallet
we were
jacks
supposed
without
to be doing,
pallets?
how about this? You win!
Hey, I did it!
Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off. So, good job.
We did it.
Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Fuck. A Stanley Parable adventure line.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable adventure
Oh,
line.
but this wasn't open
Just
before.
follow the line. How simple is that?
But I'm a rebel, Dottie.
No, I'm down. We're leaving it up to the line from now on.
I like that the line has a little trademark on it.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there?
Yeah, it's
Or
true.
to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being
Whoa, what
via
the
the
fuck?
very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay, now if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience
Dude,
of this
what?
office, is this office in fact the skeleton of my
Fucking
own
parkour!
relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Okay. Hey, all right. What was that?
Wait, cut the music.
Oh.
Go back and look at that fern.
A
Stanley,
fern.
this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You
I'm
won't
not
want to miss
doing that.
anything.
I will forget everything. Let's go.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No.
Well, follow the line, dude. You told me to follow the line.
You do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is
Nope,
any of
I don't
this
wanna go
ringing
in
a
there.
bell?
I don't want to go in there. That's gonna reset the game again. Okay, so I came in here. What is this? That's the first line that I followed from the beginning. I guess I have to go in there.
Oh, no, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Damn it. Okay.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Okay, we're gonna go that direction now. So now I'm starting to get a
Now,
feeling of progression.
Yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our
No, we're
story to be?
Just Tokyo
Go
drifting around
wild.
the same
Use
square
your
hallway.
imagination.
There you
Whatever
go.
it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
Well, I'm not a speaking
Oh,
protagonist.
No, not
so
you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
But I like it. Look how much personality this line has. Is this the ultra deluxe version of the game? It is.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door.
Now we're just
that
doing
leads
donuts.
here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin.
Dude,
so
fucking
starting
what?
from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And
Or
since
is it the
answer
correct
is clearly
door?
yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
There are a lot of possible endings for this game, like a lot. Well, we'll see how many we have patience for. The confusion ending.
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes?
After a long time,
It's all
Stanley dies.
Determined?
Fucking what? There's no longer an
So now,
office.
according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing.
Over
wall.
40. Jesus.
Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't
So
do
now
it.
the narrator's
I won't
not doing
do
things.
It. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait, you know. I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite
it?
sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
Oh, shit. Okay, we're back at the beginning again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
There are a lot of endings to life. Whoa. Whoa, Dougie.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley
Yeah,
knew
because
it
there were
perfectly
other
well.
ways I
Perhaps
wanted
he
to
wanted to
explore
stop by
over
the
here.
employee lounge first, just to admire it.
No.
Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Yes.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Oh, it just puts me back on track. Okay, and then here's the conference.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Here, we're gonna
Coming
go
to a
upstairs this
staircase,
time.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Ooh. Executive bathroom. Whoa, a door I can open. Money in the morning, money in the evening, money for breakfast, money crisp. Executive bathrooms. Magazine and Time magazine with just a picture of a clock on it. Dirty ass mirror though. When money's on a bagel, you can eat money anytime. The beige pages. What is this place? Ooh. A framed picture of a panda bear with a gun to its head? Business strategy. Strategy. Doors monthly. Shapes. Ooh. What kind of hot shapes are going on this year? Ooh. I didn't expect that to do anything, so I'm gonna go check out the other way first. I am the most expensive boss.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Oh, we got a keypad here.
Unraveled, Stanley wondered in
there's a kid
disbelief
in.
who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Your heart could stop beating and then you stop breathing, or they could stop at the same time, or you could put on machines to keep your body alive, but you aren't dead.
A bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Oh. Elevator's fucked.
Stanley walked straight ahead
Mind
through the large
control
door
facility.
that read Mind Control Facility.
Escape. Mind control facility. Escape. Let's go to the mind control facility. It's the regular mind control facility.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Oh.
What horrible secret did this place
I've been here
hold?
before, but I've been up
Stanley
there.
thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
This graphic style reminds me of like Half-Life 2. The Fools have a song about it. They did a country and a rock version. It's variety. Employee observation protocol. I wish I had a little a controller button that lets me zoom in so I can look at the details on this stuff.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Okay.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Oh, here we go.
No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
I mean, we are in a mind control facility, allegedly.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation.
Facility power.
Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life, for he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
I think this was initially a source mod for Half-Life. It really feels like the Half-Life engine. Mind controls idle, awaiting input. Give them some input. Mind control system. I can't read any of that shit.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Done. Nope, I saved humanity, maybe.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won.
We won again.
Defeated the machine. Unshackled himself from
hit
someone
on the
else's
narrator.
command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness.
Okay.
Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things
Was this a Jim
were
Carrey
meant to
movie?
happen.
No, you're thinking
And
of...
Stanley was happy.
My brain's not quickly thinking of a Jim Carrey movie. You're thinking of The Mask.